college. They were both near retirement. Sue in the kitchen was presumably one of Val's many spies operating within the college underbelly. Sophie had a sudden vision of Val as spy master, controlling a vast network of informers threaded throughout the college, cleaning staircases, working in kitchens, eavesdropping eagerly outside closed doors. Each one glimpsed a worm's eye view of great events. Perhaps the woman really was a scout in both senses of the word. Lust, ambition, and tragedy. Val must be privy to them all. She showed no inclination to keep her hard-won secrets to herself. Whatever it was, the drink certainly flowed freely, judging by the number of empty bottles and used glasses. She lowered her voice confidentially. I don't care much for this new dean, you know. Not that he's all that new, but when you've been around for as long as I have, I feel entitled to call him new. I've seen a few deans in my time, and this one reminds me of a politician. Too ambitious by half. Not like the old dean. He was a proper gentleman. Val would talk all day long if you let her. Sophie nodded politely and made her exit. She knew secrets too, but unlike Val, she kept them close. She slowed her pace as she made her way across the great quadrangle. Tom Quad, to give it its popular name. The 16th century sandstone walls gleamed golden in the morning sun. In the central pond, surrounded by water lilies, the statue of Mercury, god of financial gain and messages, balanced on one foot atop his pedestal, and on the west side, the great clock tower known affectionately as Tom Tower soared skywards. 8 muscular rowers and their skinny cocks were gathering in the lodge beneath the clock tower, all clad in matching one-piece lycra rowing suits. It was the men's first team. The tallest of the rowers was Zara's boyfriend, Adam Brady. Adam was a man filled with both lust and ambition. Sophie studied him closely. If she allowed her imagination to roam freely, she could easily feel a stirring of lust herself. Adam seemed to be staring back at her, his eyes shadowed beneath unruly black hair, his powerful arms flexing in preparation for the run to the boathouse. His gaze held hers for a moment, but she pulled away and pressed on, continuing her path across the quad to Zara's staircase. She pushed open the heavy oak door and stepped inside. The thick stone walls offered shelter from the sun, which was already getting hot, and it took a second or two for her eyes to adjust to the dark after the brightness outside. 2 doors opened onto the ground floor, her tutor's room and a seminar room that was being redecorated. She crept quietly past them and up the stairs. Dr. Claiborne probably wasn't around yet, but she had no desire to bump into him before the tutorial began. She went up to the first-floor landing. There were 2 more rooms on this floor. The first was Megan's, a girl who was studying classics. Megan wouldn't be in her room this early in the morning. She'd be in bed, no doubt, but not her own. Megan was no stranger to lust. Sophie turned instead to the other entrance, the door to Zara's room. She knocked quietly, and when there was no response, knocked again, louder. The room beyond stayed silent. She took hold of the brass doorknob and twisted it cautiously clockwise. It turned, and with a gentle push the door opened. Sophie peered inside. The room beyond was dim, the curtains drawn tightly shut. But even in the semi-darkness, Sophie knew that something terrible had happened. Sprawled on the floor was Zara Hamilton, her arms and legs splayed out, unmoving. Beautiful, kind, intelligent Zara. Her head was twisted to one side, and her blue eyes stared lifelessly, her mouth hanging open. Her long, angelic hair was sticky with blood which had pooled across the carpet in a crimson stain. Sophie put her hand on the doorframe to steady herself, but all she could feel was the thudding of her heart. She approached the body cautiously, careful not to step in any blood, nor to touch any surface. She knelt down and laid 2 fingers on Zara's neck. She counted to 30. There was no pulse. She'd known there wouldn't be. Lust and ambition. Which was to blame for Zara's tragedy?